Hi, this is Nicholson, and this is a short video to show you how to use Unio by Harness to give feedback to students. The lesson's already been set up, so I've skipped the bit video where you see that being set up. But to start up a lesson, I've pre-prepared, and I've actually joined some students already. So if I wanted to add some extra students, which I'll do now, if you look up on the top screen here, I've got my join codes. I've started my live session. If I click on that join code, it reminds any students who've come in late to go to uniostudent.com in their browser and to enter in that join code. So if I just fire up another little browser, I'll log in as a fake student. So I'll put my name in there, I put in my student code, class code in there, tick the box, and I do join lesson. So I've now got the same screen that the teacher's got over here. So if I were then to go through my lesson as a teacher, I can jump through the screens, move through the screens and talk about it. This might be displayed up on the whiteboard at the front of the class. And then at certain points in the lesson, I may have screens that I want the students to interact with. So I've got a screen here for naming the bones. If I go back to my browser, I can now annotate on this in student mode. I could be on an iPad or I could be on a computer. I could click on the pen and I can write on the screen if I wanted to do that and use the annotation tools. I could click on the text and I could type in my text rather than handwriting it, which is easier if I'm using a laptop or a desktop computer. And I'm going to just get this one wrong and I'm going to do that. So if I go back to my teacher screen, you can see I've got my live session in progress. I can see up here how many students have logged into my lesson. If I click on that, what I can see is a quick overview of all the students in my class. So I've got 4 students in here at the moment, logged in on various devices. And again, on being layer, please get some more work done. And I can click on any of these if I want to. So I can click on layer's screen. I can see what she's doing there. I can click back on the students and view all my students. So in terms of giving teacher feedback, one thing I can do is give teacher feedback very quickly to the students that are working on it. So if I take Anakin here, that's the one that just did that one, I could click on the bottom here and give them a tick or across, see if they got it correct or got it wrong. So I might say wrong because they've only got 2 out of 3 correct. I can also send feedback, so I can do smiley faces, okay face, sad face, thumbs up, thumbs down. So I might do a middling icon there. I could also, as well as using the emojis, I can take control of the student screen as well. So if I wanted to, I can click on take control and I can then, using a different color, turn on my pen and I could highlight and mark the one that I think the student needs to look at. And if I go to my student screen, you can see that they've seen the emoji up here, and also then they can see the teacher annotating on their screen. I can then release control again, and the student can then maybe move that one out of the way, or just write underneath it what they think the correct answer might be. I can then go back as a teacher, I can take control, and I can mark that if I want to as well. So I've got some simple feedback tools there. I can do teacher feedback in that way, as well as giving feedback. Oh, I need to release control. As well as giving feedback individually, the student can see that on their screen. That's purely between myself and the student. I would possibly turn the whiteboard screen off so this has not been shown to everybody. But I could keep the whiteboard screen on and we could look at these as a class. So we could look at peer feedback. So I could click on that and display it to the whole class, and we can all talk about whether we think the students got it correct and what we think they've got wrong. We might have more involved examples in this. Obviously, this is just for demonstration purposes. So in addition to those kind of feedbacks, we can also do self-feedback. Students can take part in quizzes and they can review their own results, and the teacher can see their results as well. So back in my lesson, I'm going to click on my quiz, and I'm going to start my quiz. Up pops on the screen, ask a question on your screen, so the students will then all get that message on their screens. If I click to my student screen again, there's my quiz. So I will go through the quiz with getting some answers, and I'll get one wrong, and I'll submit my quiz. You finished? Yes, I'll submit that. Now the teacher will now see the quiz results. So I can click on the quiz results. As a teacher, I can review it, and we could again feedback with the class. I can see the quiz results overall, how everybody did. I can see the student results for particular students, so I can take a look at Anakin's and we can show that. That's all cool. If I go back and actually enter the quiz now, then the students can individually see the results. If I switch back to my student screen, I can see now I've got 2 out of 3 correct. I can look at my answers and we can go through. So that one I got correct. Let's go to the next question. That one I got correct. And that one I got wrong, and lobster was the correct answer. So I can see straight away what my answers were and how I got them right. So I'm going to return to my lesson there. In the teacher screen, I can always, after the event, go back and view the results. So I can click back on my quiz, I can view the results, and we can go through that again if I want to look at the quiz results and so on. So that's my short video. I hope you found that useful. The various ways you can do feedback using Unio by Harness are things like teacher feedback, you've got peer feedback, and also using the quiz for self-feedback. Have a play. It's free to try out Unio, log in, set an account up, try us out with the class, and you can look at it and see what you think of it for yourself. My name's Danny Nicholson. If you enjoyed that video, please let me know. You can get me on my blog, whitewellblog.co.uk, or you could tweet me at DannyNick. Thanks for your time. Hope to see you again soon. Cheers, bye.